Hi, this is your instructor Eric Sentell, again providing a resource for you before you get started with the class. So you should have already watched my introductory video to get to know me a little bit better, as well as the first getting started video to get to know the class and the Moodle page better. In this video, I want to just briefly discuss some things that you need to know and be prepared for before you begin your online course. An online course is very, very different from a face-to-face course, and so you need to be prepared for these differences and know what to expect. A, so that you can make an informed choice about whether to continue in this class, and B, so that if you do choose to continue in this class, and I hope you do, you will be able to be successful because you know what you need to expect and be prepared for. So, first and most importantly, you need to have regular, consistent access to a computer with an internet connection. That is essential. You need that for any class really, but you absolutely must have it for an online course because it is based on computer and internet technology. If you are unable to get into the online classroom, meaning you're unable to use Google Drive or Blogger to complete your assignments, or you're unable to get into the Moodle page to get the information that you need to complete your assignments, that is your responsibility, and that is part of what you're committing to be able to do by enrolling and taking this online course. You also need to be able to access the CMO portal because that is how you will get to your student email, which you need to check regularly. I occasionally will send out mass emails to the class and it will go to your CMO email, not your personal one. You also need to be able to access Moodle regularly as well. I don't care what internet browser you use as long as it is up to date. I like Google Chrome, but you're free to use whatever browser you prefer. You need to make sure you get your books as soon as possible. For a face-to-face class, you're usually on campus and it's easy to stop by the university bookstore. But in an online class, you may be at some distance. It may not be as convenient for you to come to campus, or you may want to use another bookseller or book vendor. Whatever you do, you need to get the books as soon as possible because if you wait until halfway through September, you're falling behind on the reading, and that reading is essential for you to be able to complete your writing assignments, either because you're directly responding to that reading or that reading contains concepts that you need to know and understand in order to write more effectively. Your learning style may not necessarily fit an online class. You will be expected to work independently and without supervision. I'm going to provide you with the due dates of the assignments as well as descriptions of the assignments, and of course I'm available by email or maybe Skype or Google Hangouts if you have any questions about an assignment or about a reading or a concept. However, I'm not going to hold your hand and send you reminders of when things are due. I will expect you to take the information I've provided and use that to work independently without supervision to manage your own learning and complete your work on time and submit it on time. If you do have questions, as I mentioned earlier, you are expected to engage your instructor, to email me or let me know that you want to talk through Skype or Google Hangout or some other teleconferencing software. That way we can address any issues or confusion you may be having and make sure that you can be successful in this course. Okay, so here are some questions that you need to consider as you decide whether you want to continue in this course. Can you work independently, planning and executing your own work? Will you feel comfortable posting your work for others to read online, as in your blogs? Will you be able to read and comment on classes' work online, meaning commenting on their blogs? Are you prepared to use library resources and tutorial resources online, meaning instead of going to the library, you have to get on the library website and use the tutorial resources and other resources they have on their website rather than relying on a face-to-face librarian? Are you comfortable using online submission for the writing lab if you want to get extra feedback and help with your writing? These are questions you need to ask yourself so that later in the semester when you encounter obstacles or when the work gets harder, you know that you have resources available. You're just accessing them online rather than face-to-face, and you're comfortable doing that. You're committed to being able to do that. And the time commitment is probably the most important thing that you need to be prepared for. Many students say that online learning is more time consuming than face-to-face learning. Because whereas in a face-to-face class, you come and you listen to the instructor, you have a student-centered discussion, and then you go home and do your homework. In an online class, you may need to reread things because you're not getting as much discussion with your instructor and other classmates. Maybe you have to think about what you've read for a while before you can write your blog entry reflecting on that. There are many different reasons or ways that an online course might be more time consuming than face to face. And of course, you have to commit to being on a computer with internet access. So you need to make sure that you can work independently without supervision and that you can commit to the time necessary to do your work successfully. And you also need to commit to making an effort to engage me when you have questions. It's much easier to walk up to an instructor after a face-to-face class than it is to email your instructor and ask for a Skype meeting or Google Hangout meeting or a meeting during office hours. That takes a little bit extra effort, so you have to be committed to making that extra effort if necessary. Online courses work really well for many students, but some students, because of their learning styles or their technology access or skills, just do not like or do not succeed in an online format, and that's fine. I hope that you will choose to continue in this class, but I would rather you make an informed decision at the beginning rather than going into this course blind and then struggling later. And just because you feel like you're prepared now doesn't mean that you may not have trouble later. But you have to be committed to doing the work, to asking questions, to getting help and resources in order to be successful. So, if you have any additional concerns or questions not covered in this document or the other Getting Started video, please don't hesitate to email me at jsentell@cmo.edu. My email and office hours are listed on the course syllabus, by the way. And I would be more than happy to exchange emails, to set up a meeting face-to-face or a virtual meeting through Skype or Google Hangout or some other web conferencing, teleconferencing software. So at this point, hopefully you're very well prepared to jump into the rest of the class, to review the syllabus, the schedule, the assignments, and familiarize yourself with Google Drive and Blogger so that when we start our reading and writing assignments, you can really hit the ground running. Thank you.